Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to English Flow. Before we begin today's lesson, I want to ask you something. Do you become nervous when someone asks you a question in English? Do you suddenly forget simple words? Do your hands shake? Does your heart start beating faster? Do you know the answer in your mind, but somehow the words never come out? And after that moment, do you quietly tell yourself, "My English is not good enough. I will never become fluent. Maybe English is not for me." If you have ever said these words to yourself, then this video is for you. Because today, I want to tell you a secret. The biggest problem is not your English. The biggest problem is the voice inside your head. And what if I told you that voice has been lying to you for years? Stay with me until the end, because today's story may completely change the way you think about yourself. And if you enjoy videos about English, confidence, and personal growth, don't forget to subscribe to English Flow. Now, let's begin. The voice that never sleeps. Every person has a voice inside their head. It speaks to us every day. Sometimes it says good things. Sometimes it says bad things. And sometimes it tells us stories that are simply not true. Think about the last time you tried to speak English. What was the first thing your mind said? Was it, "You can do this"? Or was it, "Don't speak. People will laugh at you"? For most people, it is the second one. And that is where the real problem begins. Because your brain believes what you repeat every day. If you tell yourself that English is difficult, your brain believes it. If you tell yourself that you are not smart enough, your brain believes it. If you tell yourself that you will never become fluent, your brain believes that too. My dear friend, your future is listening to every word you say to yourself. Meet Alex. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Alex. Alex had one dream. He wanted to speak English confidently. He imagined himself traveling around the world. He imagined speaking to people from different countries. He imagined helping his family. And every night before sleeping, he promised himself, "Tomorrow, I will practice English." But tomorrow never came. Because every morning, the voice inside his head was waiting for him. It said, "You are too late. Your pronunciation is terrible. Look at other people. They are much better than you. Why even try?" And slowly, Alex started believing that voice. Months passed. Then years. His English books collected dust. His dreams became quieter. And one day, he looked into the mirror and asked himself, "What happened to the person I wanted to become?" ## the English class. One afternoon, Alex decided to join an English-speaking class. He sat quietly in the last row. The teacher smiled and said, "Today, everyone will introduce themselves in English." Suddenly, Alex's heart started beating faster. His hands became cold. His mind became empty. One by one, students stood up and spoke. Some made mistakes. Some spoke slowly. Some forgot words. But something surprised Alex. Nobody laughed. Nobody pointed fingers. Nobody said, "Your English is bad." Then the teacher looked at Alex and said, "It's your turn." Alex stood up slowly. He opened his mouth. But nothing came out. The classroom became silent. After a few seconds, he quietly sat down. That night, he couldn't stop thinking about what happened. He was not angry. He was not embarrassed. He was disappointed. Because deep inside, he knew something. English was not defeating him. Fear was. A question that changed everything. That evening, Alex went for a walk. The streets were quiet. The sky was dark. And for the first time in a long time, he asked himself one important question. What if the voice inside my head is wrong? He stopped walking and asked the question again. What if I can learn English? What if I can become fluent? What if I have been believing a lie? For years, nobody had told him he couldn't learn English. Nobody had said he was too old. Nobody had said he was not intelligent. Those words came from only one place. His own mind. And suddenly, everything became clear. The two voices. At that moment, Alex realized something. There were two voices inside him. The first voice said, "Give up." The second voice whispered, "Try one more time." The first voice said, "You are not good enough." The second voice said, "You are improving every day." The first voice said, "You will never speak English." The second voice smiled and said, "Not yet, but one day you will." My dear friend, which voice are you listening to today? Because the voice you feed will become your future. ## the beginning of change. That night, Alex made a decision. Not a big decision. A small one. He stood in front of his mirror and said, "Hello. My name is Alex." Then he smiled and said another sentence. "I am learning English." Then another. "I will not give up." 3 simple sentences. That was all. But sometimes, 3 simple sentences are enough to begin changing a life.